What's up, wellness junkies? It's the girl with the business brain and yoga body, Sabrina Zealous, welcoming you to Yoga Socialite. This is the place where asana meets aesthetics. So we're here for the good vibes, the cute fits, and the real talk. Let's get into it. What's up, yoga besties? It's your girl, Sabrina Zealous. Welcome back to the pod. If you can't tell, I got a lot of energy. Why? Because it's my birthday week. I am so freaking excited. My birthday week, the last few years has been bittersweet because my grandmother passed 2 days before my birthday, about 3 years ago. So it's always a little bittersweet around this time because I think about her and I wish that she could be part of some of these experiences that I'm having now, but I know that she is watching me from afar. Also, my birthday week means tons of activities, and one activity already happened. Yes, I'm engaged. So freaking excited. Still a blur. Oh my gosh. As you can see from my little picture here, completely a blur. Oh my gosh. So that happened. And then on top of all of that, I have a big event going on at the studio in celebration of my birthday with a live DJ. I'm still teaching my class. We're gonna have a party after. I wanna do a girls' brunch. I'm still putting that together. I wanna do a dinner. And then I guess a second dinner. And then I also wanna go out to like a racing thing. So it's just been a great birthday. I've already gone to a car show. I've already gotten engaged. I'm doing all the things. So I'm a crazy birthday person. In saying this, I am a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs birthday person. Okay, I love birthdays. I make a big deal out of my birthdays as well as all my friends. And this goes along with the pod. How? Because we're talking about celebrating yourself, celebrating your big wins, your small wins, because you freaking deserve it. So you know how I love to do things short, sweet, and to the point. We're gonna hop right in. I hope you're ready for this ride because it's gonna be a wild one. Y'all, not only am I recording this pod, as I'm recording this pod, I'm also like making breakfast. Like I just took the bacon out of the oven and then I still need to do the toast and the eggs. And if you know me, breakfast is my most important meal of the day. I do not play about breakfast. So we're gonna really get into it and we're gonna get into it quick. Using my handy dandy iPad and it is twirling all over the place. Okay. So we're going to talk about why we downplay our wins, how to step into a season of self-celebration, and of course, we're going to have a listener challenge to make sure you actually put this into practice. So whether you're in the car listening to this, if you're on your yoga mat watching this, if you're sipping a matcha latte like how I want to be, but I haven't made one yet, we're going to get into it. So why do we avoid celebrating ourselves? Let's keep it real like we always do. So many of us are quick to hype up our friends, but struggle to do the same for ourselves. Maybe we think it's selfish or we don't feel like we've earned it enough. Does that sound familiar? I can tell you, as many of you know, I used to do a course called Digitalize Your Dharma, hashtag the Dharma course, and it is still available to purchase on my website if you need a little refresher. But my Dharma course was really about helping people pursue their dharmas. Your dharma is your gifts, your what you're sharing with the world, your light, whether that's teaching yoga online. Some of the people that did this were also creating wellness packages, or they were doing corporate yoga, or they ran a wreath business, or there's so many people that have done so many different things, or they had acro yoga. I could go into a whole list of like the 50, 60 people that I did live courses with for a while. But in doing so, something I realized is when I would tell them, you got to talk about what you're doing. You got to talk about your product and your services. People were very hesitant to. Like they will repost their favorite influencer or content creator, but it was hard for them to talk about the stuff that they were doing. And that is because we don't celebrate ourselves enough. And I also think if you grew up in a Christian-based home, not all Christian-based homes, because clearly, look at me, but sometimes depending on your faith-based religion practices and what you've consumed is that you should be very meek and meager and a martyr. And that's not true. Jesus wants you to be bold. He wants you to be humble, but he wants you to step into your self-confidence. and to celebrate your wins, because he celebrates them and they're given from him. Like, they're literal gifts. They're your blessings from him. So why not celebrate them? So here's the thing. If you don't celebrate yourself, you're constantly living with, I'll be happy when mode. How many people are guilty of saying that? I know I've said it. I'll be happy when, or this will make a bigger difference when. There's this constant like, wait until this happens for my happiness. And that's just not the case. So we're going to talk about being in the now. Sis, it's about now. Bro, it's about now. Whoever's listening to this, it's about the now. You've already done so much and you're worthy of celebration today, and not just when you reach the finish line. You have to celebrate these small wins and make a big deal out of them. So when you are getting discouraged and you're so close to that finish line, you can tap back into these small wins. That's another reason why I make birthdays such a big deal. Like, people will say, oh, it's just, it's just a birthday. You are here for another year. You have impacted people's lives for another year. Think about all the things you've experienced this year. And that's why I make such a big deal out of it, because it's your day. It is the day that you were created, the day that you came forth into this world. And I try to make a big deal out of it because it is a very special and unique moment in life. So the power of self-celebration. Celebrating yourself isn't just about throwing a party. It's about acknowledging your growth, your strength, and your journey. It's an act of self-love. For one, it builds confidence. The more you recognize your wins, the more you trust yourself to keep going. It helps shift your mindset. So instead of focusing on what's missing, you focus on what's thriving. And it sets the standard. When you treat yourself like you're worthy, others take note. And I want to just kind of backtrack a little bit. I don't want to say it's only because of, if you've grew up faith-based, that you might feel like you need to be a martyr. I also think society, especially for women, has told us to be quiet, or there might have been someone in your life that has told you to tone it down a bit, or to not make such a big deal, or maybe you shouldn't share that kind of thing. And I think instances like that and experiences like that in our lives, I guess I came up with that experience because I've grown up in a faith-based community and I've seen that happen to people, where it's like, ooh, don't act like that. But you can have that experience outside of a faith-based community. You can have that experience from friends, family members, your mom or dad, maybe telling you to kind of discouraging celebratory moments or whatever it might be. I know of someone in particular I'm thinking of now that was in a field of work that their parents didn't agree with, and they couldn't understand why this person wanted to do this creative thing versus like this really steady income, working underneath their parent, becoming like the next CEO of the company. And it was funny because their parent didn't support that dream and they kept pushing. And then also I mentioned like doing a dream of my own, and then that person reflected that same energy onto me of like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should stick with what you're good at, like all this kind of stuff. And it was the same energy that their parent had given them in their situation. So sometimes it's this learned behaviors from past experiences of people telling us not to celebrate ourselves. Well, in doing so, I want to talk about why it can feel weird to celebrate yourself and how to do that and how to overcome this. So I want you to speak life into yourself. We've already had one podcast talking about how our words have power. So instead of waiting for compliments, start giving them to yourself. I look great today. Sometimes my other half will go, I can hear him in the mirror. He's like getting ready, and I'll hear him give himself, like blow himself a kiss. And he does it like somewhat to just like pick at me. Like he's like, oh, did you see me? I'm celebrating myself, that kind of thing. But you should do that. You should look at yourself. I tell myself, as many of you know, I'm closer to 40 than I am to 30 these days. And I tell myself, oh my God, you are going to be young and beautiful forever. Look at you. You're going to be young forever. And I feel like that is why I have such young energy, and that thank you, also genetics, that I look so young still to this day and I still get carded. So I want you to speak life over yourself. I want you to also create a celebration ritual. This could be journaling out your wins or keeping a notes section of your phone of your wins so that you can go back when things are hard to reread that. This also could be treating yourself to a solo date or dancing in your kitchen. You know, I'm always trying to dance in the kitchen, and I am watching this because I do need to get the rest of the breakfast done. I'm watching the time. And then this also could be celebrating your growth publicly. Post that accomplishment on your social. If you're about to launch a new product, or you're about to get a new class that you're about to teach, or you're taking over a new career, say something about it. I just had a friend, hello Anastasia, because I know she listens to this pod. I just had a friend move to Florida to become a dietitian, a nutritionalist. And she picked up everything and moved, and she has been like journaling online about this, like where she's at. Like she's using her Instagram, her social, to kind of like keep us in the loop of like what's going on with her, of her unpacking, of her having to put her own bed together. I love seeing that stuff. And I am a big cheerleader. I'm all over everyone's social, all my friends' social, like cheering you on. You have to do that. And I know there's going to be trolls out there, and I know there's going to be haters. But you know what? For every troll and hater, there's someone that you're also inspiring. They might not even tell you that they're inspired by you, but you are inspiring them. And regardless of you inspiring that person or not, you're also inspiring yourself. So with that being said, was that too short of a pod? Did I rush too fast through this because it is my birthday week? You guys love when I break out in a song. I am not a singer. My niece and nephews are the singers, but I can carry a tune. I could do a backup song, you know what I mean? So I'm flipping the script. It is my birthday week, and I want you to give yourself a gift. And that gift is our listeners' challenge for this week. I want you to pick something big or small that you have done that you want to celebrate. Write it out. I want you to say it out loud to yourself, and I want you to text a friend your win, or you can even just DM me your win so that we can celebrate you. I know that was a short and sweet episode, y'all, but I hope that you got my key takeaways. I want you to celebrate yourself. I want you to not listen to past experiences that may have told you to make yourself small or not to shine bright. Whether that's past family relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, faith-based things, whatever it might be, I want you to shine bright. I want you to talk about the things that you're doing in a celebratory way. There's a difference in being celebratory and being egotistical. And if you're having a hard time differing those things, then feel free to DM me and we can do a deeper dive onto that. But I want you to leave this episode knowing that you're great and the things that you are doing are putting you onto a trajectory of your greatest good. And there is something so amazing that you're going to accomplish. Even if it's something smaller to other people, it can be a big thing to you. Don't let other people size up your accomplishments. Thank you so much for listening. I know this was short and sweet. We'll have to do a birthday recap. I think next week's episode is going to be a birthday recap of all the activities that I did, because I got some really good footage from the activities that I've done. So we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Please leave a comment below or any feedback that you have. I love you all so much, and see you soon.